Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel SS Analysis. First of all, I would like to tell you that if you are watching this video first time, subscribe my YouTube channel to see my more upcoming videos on analysis of different commodities and equity indices. And second important thing is to watch this video till its end to understand the story to take your decision. Your one like will motivate me to be regular in working more hard for you. Before analyzing the movements of S&P 500 in different time frames, I would like to analyze some latest developments during the first two trading sessions of this week. On Monday, Washington's fresh trade threats against China dented investors' optimism spurred by the US-Mexico deal. US President Mr. Donald Trump said he was ready to impose another round of tariffs on Chinese import if he cannot make progress in trade talks with Chinese President at G20 summit on June 28-29 in Osaka, Japan. Although China has yet to officially confirm any such meeting, China's foreign ministry said on Monday that China is open to more trade talks with Washington, but has nothing to announce about a possible meeting. President also warned that if a portion of US-Mexico deal which requires ratification by Mexican lawmakers was not approved, tariffs will be there. So I find that all these developments on Monday pushed the S&P 500 up to here, where the S&P 500 touched the levels of 2902. But when the news came about the reinstate of tariffs on Mexico, S&P 500 witnessed a bout of sell-off here, which has resulted in formation of an exhaustive candle in a daily chart, while the traders were trying to remain positive due to going hopes for rate cuts in the upcoming Fed policy. S&P 500 witnessed a good opening at these levels when the today's trading session started, but here you can see that in the daily chart, S&P 500 have been witnessing continuously a huge sell-off since the beginning of this trading session. Once again, from the levels of 2909, we have seen the S&P 500 index has come at the levels of 2889, which is evident enough to show the thick presence of bears above the level of 2910. There is thick presence of bears who look ready to trigger sell-off amid changing trades from the US President. I find that today's changing trades from the President Mr. Donald Trump on Europe have pushed S&P 500 at a critical point where the sign of exhaustion look to be confirmed in today's trading, when after the formation of this exhaustive candle, if we find a huge red candle up to the level of 2871 in today's trading session, this will confirm the continuation of a downward trend during the upcoming week. So friends, therefore I decided to draw my expected trading zones for S&P 500 in the daily chart. So friends, this is my expected trading zone where I expect the S&P 500 to remain during the upcoming trading sessions till June 29th, when the US President is likely to meet the Chinese President Mr. Xi, but till we are not sure that whether this will result in a successful deal. Therefore, I find that the S&P 500 looks to struck amid speculators, where I find a good presence of bulls and the bears well, as the traders are expecting a good bounce in global equity indices if the US and the China finalize a successful deal on tariff trade war front. But on the other hand, all the currently going on geopolitical moves look evident enough, which reflect the uncertainty over the finalization of this deal on tariff trade war. Therefore, I find that all the global equity markets will remain too volatile up to June 29, and I find that here the S&P 500 will face stiff resistance at the level of 2902, where we witnessed yesterday a huge sell-off was there, and currently even after a gap-up opening, S&P 500 has been witnessing a good sell-off from the levels where it opens today. Let me zoom this portion for you to have a look in a more clear view. So friends, here you can see that yesterday S&P 500 witnessed formation of an exhaustive candle on Monday on June 10th, whereas on June 11th, here you can see since the opening of S&P 500 at the levels of 2910, here we can see still the S&P 500 is going through a strong sell-off from these levels, and here I find that a closing up to the levels of 2875 will confirm the continuity of a downward move, where I find that the S&P 500 may find an immediate support in case of a downward move at 20 days exponential moving average, which is currently at the level of 2843, where the S&P 500 will find an immediate support, will find its first immediate support, and second support will be provided by the 200 days moving average, which is currently at the level of 2775. Therefore, I find that during the upcoming weeks, S&P 500 is likely to remain under bearish pressure, where it may slide up to the level of 2767 up to June 17th, 2019, where the S&P 500 may find once again a bullish upward move from these levels. So friends, my expected trading zone up to June 29th will be on this expected trading path, where I find that the S&P 500 index will remain under growing fear and greed, where the growing hopes of a successful meet between the US President and his counterpart, where growing hopes for a successful meet on June 29th will keep the uptrend in the S&P 500 intact. But if amid growing hopes, if we find this upcoming meet on June 29th remains unsuccessful, we will see S&P 500 index to fall with a steep downward move, which may push S&P 500 up to the levels of 2362 till the end of this month. Therefore, I would like to see the movement of S&P 500 from the levels of 2962 to the level of 3022, but all depends on the upcoming outflow from both countries, that how they respond each other's move till June 28th. No doubt that before that, if we find any negative news flow from both of the major economies of this world, therefore we will have to keep a visual eye over the technical formations as well as the news flow from both the countries. Therefore, I find the S&P 500 will remain very volatile till June 29th. Now let us have a look at the movement of S&P 500 in a 4-hour time frame. Here you can see that the S&P 500 index has been facing stiff resistance above the level of 2902, where I find a thick presence of bears. Therefore, I find that the continuity of this downward move up to the level of 2878 will confirm the continuity of a downward voyage in S&P 500 up to these levels, where S&P 500 may find a bounce back from the levels of 2766. No doubt that all the moving averages are currently indicating some strength in the S&P 500 due to growing hopes for successful meeting between the US President and the Chinese President, Mr. Xi. But global equity indices will focus on the real developments on the tariff trade war front. If we find that all the attempts remain futile and we don't find any successful outcome from this week, we will see huge sell-off in most of the global markets, whereas I find that the S&P 500 index will see a steep downward move below the level of 2691. Now let us see this move in an hourly time frame. So in an hourly time frame, here you can see that the S&P 500 has been constantly facing bearish pressure. In an hourly time frame, here you can see that despite a gap up opening at the level of 2911, S&P 500 index has been witnessing continuously going selling pressure, and here I find that a downward move below the level of 2872 will confirm the continuity of a downward move during the upcoming week, where we will see S&P 500 index to find an immediate support at 200 days moving average, which is currently at the level of 2849, where we may find S&P 500 to take a bounce back from these levels up to these levels up to 2915 once again. But once again we will see S&P 500 to witness strong sell-off from these levels once again. But if the S&P 500 index is not able to find support at these levels, we will see more steep downward moves in S&P 500 index, which may result in a sharp downward move up to the level of 2751. During this downward journey, I find that the level of 2766 will provide some support. If we find this downward voyage to continue till June 17th, we will see that the S&P 500 index will find good support at the level of 2767. So friends, overall trend will remain very volatile during the upcoming weeks. Therefore, I find that the S&P 500 index will remain under the grip of speculators till June 29th. So friends, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, don't forget to share this video with your more and more friends. Thank you.